Willow Creek Community Church, The Untold Journey. The church rose in a quiet morning, an unassuming building, yet a courtyard that breathed hope into weary souls. Willow Creek Community Church, in a small Midwestern town where the seasons changed but people seldom did, was founded in 1975 by early immigrants and a local schoolteacher, Michael Rosenberg. He didn't just want to build a church, he wanted to build a home for those who carried wounds too deep for the eye to see. Wounds and a new beginning. Michael Rosenberg had arrived from Poland after World War II. He never saw his mother again, but her memory lived in him like a whisper that never faded. He chose this small town for one reason: he wanted roots. What began as a handful of families meeting in a borrowed hall slowly became a small congregation, united not by perfection, but by the desire to share each other's burdens. One evening, Lena Garcia walked into the church for the first time, her eyes wet and tired. She had lost her husband, a migrant worker without legal status, in a tragic accident. Yet when she stepped into Willow Creek, she felt something unexpected, as if an unseen hand was steadying her heart. She smiled, surprising herself. The light of hope. In every sermon, Michael spoke of love, justice, and forgiveness. His voice carried a depth that made the words sink in. When the morning sun lit the church's roof, it shimmered like gold, a quiet sign of peace wrapping the town. Then came Aiden and Maya, a young couple. Aiden came from a family where racism was the air they breathed. Going to a church like Willow Creek, which embraced diversity, was an act of rebellion. His relatives mocked him, but he walked in holding Maya's hand. Anita joined to a woman rebuilding her life after years of addiction. With the help of church members, she got sober, went back to work, and began raising her daughters again. On a small patch of church land, the congregation planted a garden for her, a living testament to her new life. The unseen threat. One day, trouble arrived, not from outside enemies, but from a legal mistake. There was an error in the land documents. Much of Willow Creek's property was supposed to belong to the church, but a paperwork flaw made its ownership questionable. Powerful figures in town accused the church of fraud, claiming they had forged papers. Fear spread, but Michael refused to let lies define them. Lena remembered her late husband's skill with maps and surveying. Using that memory, she helped redraw the church's original land maps and matched them with county records. Aiden confronted his own family, convincing them to publicly defend the church, reminding them that it was a place of peace, not personal gain. Maya rallied the youth, starting an online blog that exposed the truth: the church had nothing to hide. The battle wasn't easy, but their voices began to turn the tide. The church invited the whole town to a gathering: immigrants, longtime residents, young and old, rich and poor. Standing together, they sent a clear message: truth and unity could outshine fear. A new path, a new conscience. In 1976, the town court ruled in favor of Willow Creek. The land was theirs legally and rightfully. But the real victory wasn't the property, it was the bridge they had built between divided people. The church used the land to create a community center with job workshops, a mobile medical clinic, and a youth library. Anita started a recovery support group. Aiden and Maya launched immigration assistance classes. The congregation's spirit had birthed not just a building, but a movement. The last sigh, the first hope. Years later, on an ordinary Sunday, the church stood in quiet beauty. Some held candles, others dreams. And in their hearts was the same whisper: standing together, with love and justice, we can light up any darkness. Willow Creek's journey wasn't just about a building. It was about an immigrant finding a home, a woman discovering her strength, a young man unlearning hate, and an entire town awakening to a new conscience. From that first small gathering in 1975 to this very day, the church has turned sorrow into smiles, struggle into celebration. And when the sunlight streams through Willow Creek's stained glass windows, you can almost see Michael Rosenberg, Lena Garcia, Aidan, Maya, and Anita smiling, welcoming you to be part of the light, part of the story, and part of the next chapter waiting to be written.